All right. So, brief recap from last time. You guys met with the Orcish emissary to coordinate with Maladraxxus's troops. You guys then hopped on an airship and took out to the Sunless Sea to go find these pillars that the Burning Darkness told Nulgrim about. You guys decided to ignore the Burning Darkness's instructions and you looped in Pascal as well as Thrum. On the journey there, Fergus had a dream where he had the dream spell communion with Lady Yinshi, a dragon in the Far East, where she agreed to commit forces to his cause. While he was there, he also met a interesting character in the form of Leviticus the cat, who was able to inform Fergus about some of the nature of what you guys are going to be fighting. He instructed that he believed that the reason why Encephalon had not yet activated the avatars of Amaruk was because he lacked the sufficient power to do so, claiming that as they were tools once created by beings equivalent of gods, it would take an equivalent of a godlike power to activate them. Waking up surly from losing an argument with a cat, Fergus informed everyone of this around the time that you reached those pillars that you remember. However, a recent tremor seemed to have strategically destroyed them, eliminating all knowledge of what was upon them. Using the commune spell, Pascal was able to discern that it was in fact Father Mountain who did that, intentionally. The why remains unclear. Returning to Dammerhall, you began a new era of army expansion and construction, finally culminating in discovering that Drow forces, led by a nefarious alchemist, had been camped out in what was formerly a Durgar lab. Sending scouts there, you were able to find that the lab had been collapsed, and all supplies taken down a hole deeper into the earth. Examinations showed that this lab was formerly some sort of Durgar super soldier program involving elemental energy, and then you guys proceeded down the hole, deep into the bowels of the earth, eventually finding yourself upon the doorstep of dread city Amaruk, where Encephalon and his cronies have been roosted. We last left off, the few of you that were down there were talking about slipping in closer to look at a quarry in the northern section.
Someone's got to piss in it.
Mm-hmm. As is tradition. Just hoping that something.
He saw it immediately. He's like, "Uh-oh, my rocks are jiggling."
Mm-hmm. Hopefully it's not one of those fishes that swim up the peace stream. All right. The question for this week. You guys ready? I'll take that muted silence as a yes.
Yes.
What do you have the greatest faith in? This could be religious faith, it could be ideological, it could just be faith in a person or a concept. What do you have the greatest faith in?
Would it be wrong to say spite?
That would be correct.
This whole adventure, the entire time, Fergus just thinks, you know what? Every time someone's spiteful about something, they seem to have gotten work done before we come and fuck it up. So we're just the oddities going on right now.
Fergus is slowly learning the power of hate.
I mean, someone's got to learn it.
Mm-hmm. Say what you will, the dark side has style.
Have you seen that fit?
Yeah.
I would say Dwarven Society.
All right. Society, parentheses, dwarf.
Dwarven ability to persevere.
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah. What do you have the greatest faith in? And in case you're wondering, myself is a very valid answer.
Thrums is his own judgment.
Cool. Somewhere in a galaxy far, far away, Rick Grimes is saying, no!
I'm
Every
just
woman
impressed, given we have like 82 examples of bad judgment from him.
Hey, faith
Which
doesn't
is why it's
require
brilliant.
faith doesn't require proof. That's the point.
There you go.
That just leaves Freya.
A couple ways I could answer this, but I think given what we've done so far in the party, I think is what do I have the greatest faith in?
Yes.
I would say Nolgrim. Nolgrim,
Alright.
I have the greatest faith in.
Man, he really should have been king, well, shouldn't he?
Should have been king.
Well, what are you gonna do?
You fools. I
Starting
have the
that process,
greatest
I
faith
suppose.
in him because he is not king.
Are you guys there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Just
Are
got
you still
quiet
there,
all of a
Loki?
sudden, and
I know.
stuff started chiming a bit, and a little bit of lag in there, and I'm like, is everything still? Do I still have internet? So far,
Are
so
you there,
good.
God? It's me, Loki.
Right?
No, Loki, it's just you and Milton now. I had to remember his name.
Yeah, it's Milton.
What a
Milton
what a
Bradley.
name to give this storm.
Right?
I'm just saying, Milton.
Isn't that the guy from Office Space? Lost his stapler and now he's back to take yours. Oh, he is the one that kept muttering, "I'll burn the building down," and then at the end of the movie, he did burn the building down. So on track.
All right. We've got menacing music and a map I've never seen. And like our ores that we would harvest were this Minecraft.
God, do you know how much fun the dwarves would have if they were in Minecraft? Except for my character. My character would be in hell.
Hey,
You're
Giovanni,
telling me the only thing in the ground is zombies and skeletons?
And there's massive underground caves we can explore and get stuff to build more shit and build armor and weapons. I'm sold.
Is Combo still with us?
I don't know. Maybe the
Oh.
hurricane jumped a couple states and got him.
That explains why you didn't hear me. It's because my wrist flicked the mute button. I had I was adding witty comments to Minecraft and everything like that, and everyone was just ignoring. So
Oh, okay. We'll edit them in. We'll edit
No,
them
you're
in.
just not funny, Gumbo.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You're just like everyone.
This is my nightmare all over again.
It's just like every holiday. Adam, Gombo, you're not making me laugh, and it's your fault I'm not happy. Anyway. So we got Ivy, Freya, Nulgrim, and Thrum and Taskell are down here on this map. Who is wanting to sneak towards the quarry? You should just see where you are.
Last session, did I try and detect elves and dwarves?
You did not.
Can I do that real quick?
Sure. What's the list of all your favorite foes?
Just elves and dwarves.
Elves and dwarves. All right. There is a motley collection of elves out this way, and one dwarf. Excluding your party, of course.
One dwarf, you say?
It could
mean, I'm not
be,
here.
what's his name? Your brother?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
good
what I was
call.
thinking.
That might be worth checking out.
Killing.
Yeah.
His
What's the
name's
game plan?
What was his name?
Should we
Tomas.
see if other
Tomas.
species are in the quarry?
Yeah, we came all the way down here. Might as well do some recon.
But do we go as a group or do we just let the quiet ones go first? I guess who
Well,
wants to
there's
go?
no point in being shy, I guess.
The quiet one
Alright.
should go ahead, but we should be close enough to be able to assist if we need it.
So who's taking point? Or are we just overthinking this?
Oh yeah, we don't have Fergus, do we?
You've got Ivy.
Yep,
Oh yeah, I
but-
didn't even want to come down here, right? Yeah, we are not equipped to go exploring this
Yeah.
place right now. I mean, it would help to know where Encephalon is, but I don't think we're gonna find that.
No, but I am curious about what's in the mine.
How about Ivy just sneak up there and back?
Um,
Practically
Yeah.
invisible here.
yeah, and I'll send her off with a bless.
Let me see if I can
Alright.
give her something real quick.
And she'll have advantage on the stealth because of her deep numbness.
Come on.
Doesn't she have a ring of invisibility?
Got 2.
Yep.
There we go. Why does she have 2?
Because fuck you, that's why.
Because she stole yours.
Don't ask what you don't want to know.
And as a
It's not
reminder to the
stealing,
GM, I do have
borrowing.
sure seeing up at this point.
Yes, at a range of 120 feet.
Yes,
So you are clear at the moment.
because I'd also be keeping an eye out for like scrying orbs and stuff like that.
Yep.
It's not stealing, it's borrowing pre-permission.
All right. So you're just sending Ivy ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Okay.
I think she's the only one that's like invisible, can be invisible. She has mental protections, I think.
Yep.
So she's honestly the best equipped to do this.
All right. I'll roll.
Send
her
her to right
stealth.
there and let her peek over into the quarry.
Yeah, she should have stealth at advantage and everything. And is she still level 8?
I think she should be level 9.
I can fix that real quick. It's not a big deal.
She
Yeah,
can also
either-
get a D4 added to that for bless.
Yeah. I'll roll that. 29. All right. So I'll let Richard upgrade Ivy there since he's not involved in the scene anyway. She slips on ahead. Question. Did you guys want her to establish the telepathic link that she can do with you guys before she goes, or did you want to not leave that established?
I would say yes.
Yeah, let's do
That
that.
would probably be a good idea.
Okay. Good to know.
Also, keep in mind, since I'm not there, you guys don't have my temp HP that I give you guys. So keep that in mind.
Right.
While you guys are waiting near this stone pillar connected to the ceiling that you climbed down, I need everyone, other than Ivy, because she's not here, to give me a charisma saving throw.
Everybody
Ruh-roh,
within
Raggy.
10 feet of me, which I imagine is the group, adds 5 to that.
Mhm.
And what type of saving throw?
Charisma.
Charisma.
That's right.
Yeah.
13.
Little
man.
finger's a badass.
Mhm. Just need one from Freya.
Yep. I'm going to Flash of Genius Taskle to give him a +5 on that roll.
Okay.
And then roll my own.
Gets a natural 20.
So Taskell's the lowest with 18.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
18, 19, 20, and 25.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
So
19
I'm pretty
would
sure
be a
at least
24.
one of us passed.
Yes. Yeah.
You said
natural-
except for Ivy, though, right?
Yeah, Ivy's away at the moment, so we'll deal with this in time. Taskell. The best way I can describe this is in a pop culture reference. Have you ever seen Lord of the Rings: Return of the King when they're outside Minas Morgul and like Frodo starts hearing the whispering from the glowing green city and his like eyes are drawn there? You start having that as well. Small whispers in your mind as your eyes are slowly drawn inexorably towards dear Amaruk at the center. Something distant and unconnected in your mind before Freya bumps into you for a moment and it snaps you out of it and you're back and you suffer no other effects. Something was knocking at the mental door, but you're fine at the moment.
Definitely need to see to our precautions before we go much further. One last look at the city and then back over to where we sent
Ivy.
Ivy.
Mm-hmm.
I do have that prepared. So
Mhm.
we probably. Do you want me to cast that, or do you think we're good for now?
And can only apply to one person, so you need to
Oh.
decide who to put on.
Right. True. I'll hold on to it for now.
Mhm.
Just stick close to me.
After a little while longer of waiting, you hear the mental voice of Ivy come over your telepathy. And it says, "All right, I'm at the edge of the quarry."
New brain, who dis?
The rock that they're pulling out of the ground, it's a different color, texture than the rest of it down here. Kind of looks like that stone sample that we pulled out of Fergus's back. That rock that responds to mental commands. It's a strange aura over this place. Looking out, it looks like there's a lot of cages, large cages, scattered around here. I see a few scattered drow, some monstrosities I don't even know how to begin to describe. Creatures that look like spider centaurs. Does any of this meaning anything to any of you?
Wouldn't to you spider centaurs be more like? Wouldn't
Right.
centaurs be more like horsey, whatever those are?
It's been 8 years, man. I've read a book.
My bad.
What is a book?
Just totally unrelated. Wait, being motion on a central scaffolding watchtower. It looks like Tomas.
Sounds about right.
What do you guys think I should do? Should I get closer? Should I look around?
I think you would come back. I don't think anything more is to be done there. You did
We'll
great.
be attacking soon. Would be nice to know where this goddamn dragon is.
Mhm. I suspect he'll be with the bulk of the army. Whatever they're pulling out of the ground up here might be important to them.
I mean, I imagine where would be the most ostentatious place down here? And this thing just glows.
How big is this watchtower?
Oh, that
Is it
city?
a city? Okay.
It's a city. It's
Got
a
it.
very large city. Not quite Dammerhall big, but big.
Okay, so this quarry's gigantic.
Yeah, it's gigantic.
Yeah, we should probably have her come back and head back, because
Yep, that's what I agreed on.
Agreed.
I think with that we'd, if possible, just return, make our ascent once more.
Yeah. You start waiting for Ivy to come back. It's taking a little bit longer. She comes back over the telepathy. All right. So I got a little curious.
Okay.
I went down a little into the quarry to look at those big cages.
Mhm.
I don't know what you guys want to make of this, but those spider creatures, some of them are in these large cages. And I think I recognize one of them.
Can you?
Recognize?
Yeah, like where the spider's head should be, it's like a drow from the waist up.
You recognize that drow person?
Yeah, I do.
Is it somebody? Oh, I think I know who you're referring to.
Yeah, I don't think she's seen me, but it's been a while. I think it's Hestia.
Is she just stuck in the cage and just? Is she like? What is she doing in the cage?
I don't know what the fetal position to a mutated spider body looks like, but it seems close to that.
I'll go look at the others. Could be a valuable source of information. I
Tell
suspect.
me
she's
we're
even
not.
capable of.
Tell me we're not
Thinking.
saving another drow.
This
No,
would
the same
reveal
one.
that this would reveal that we have a way into their city. If we
There
were to
we
do
go.
something overt.
I mean, picking a lock and
Let's
Letting a single prisoner
let's
out.
deal with that when we come back.
I'm just throwing out an option, and we'll leave it to group decision here. But if it is a situation where she is captured and could potentially be extracted on our way back,
Yeah, Ivy over the telepathy. Yeah, it's definitely not the locked in a cage in the fun kind of way. I can tell you that.
I suspect they'd be very willing to give us whatever information she has, and considering she has probably knowledge of what the other side has been doing this entire time, it could really be a wealth that could turn the tide, or at least give us options that we may not have. We've already dealt with a dragon, a red dragon at that.
Assuming whatever they've done to her hasn't destroyed her mind.
Also true. But if that's the case, then, it's just a drider that got free.
Can I point out that every drow we've saved has tried to kill us?
Multiple times.
We tried to kill a few as well.
Yeah.
I think we should kill them all and not try to save them. They should kill all of us and not try and save us.
This isn't to save her. This is to save us. This is about what she knows. By doing this favor, this kindness, or we'll keep it favor. We'll keep it favor.
She's tried to kill me too many times. I say the hell with her.
So have your ex-wives, and that
To
follows.
hell with them too.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying though. Is it's not for her. Her freedom is just a byproduct. We could really know that the potential information she has, it could be significant. I mean, she's been down here. She might know what they're looking for. Actually, do we find out what the dragon was hunting for, or what was missing from activating it?
Yeah. Fergus shared from Leviticus is that it takes godlike power to activate the avatars.
So, but like this stuff, do we know anything about this beyond it's?
You haven't had a substantial amount of it to study. They've only had a teeny tiny little bit extracted from Fergus's wound.
Right. So there are still a lot of unknowns, and that turns tides in war. So apart from just a sense of all drow should be stuck in cages, is there any other reason why we should not consider trying to let her loose?
Freya had a good point. If they suddenly are missing a captive, they know somebody's sneaking around.
Sure.
And then there's that part where they keep trying to
But
kill
but that's also a single captive among however many that perhaps a crafty one. Drow are kind of known for being slick like that, right?
Hey, very untrustworthy.
So it may not inherently give away that outsiders have found a way in. Rather, maybe she found a way out.
I'm convinced. I say we vote on it.
Okay. I vote for freeing.
I vote no.
I feel no as well, at least for now.
Okay. That's 2 for no. Freya.
Well, this is going to be very helpful because you convinced me. I think we should let her go.
Okay.
We could always let her go
Ivy.
and come back prepared to fight.
I mean, I'm already over here.
Yeah. So Ivy, at this point, is dealer's choice. You're there. You get to make the call.
WWFD, what would Fergus do?
Oh, Fergus would definitely let her go.
If you had asked me all those years ago when you guys first came to Fasterval, I would say just book it. But fuck it, I think we need to get her out of here. I mean, if she does try to betray us again, we could just kill her. Like, we've done more for less.
Promises.
All right. Let's get this over with.
All right, I'm gonna maintain my hiding position over here, but I'm gonna need some other people to come down. There's a lock, I can pick it, but it'd be more helpful if someone could watch my back.
Here we go.
All right. Group stealth check. I'm going to just go ahead and automatically consider Ivy a win. That's Thrum with a win.
Honestly, that's good for Taskel's history of stealth rolls.
Yeah.
Stealth from Nogrim as well.
Oh, yeah. Everyone who's going.
Okay.
Nolgrim with the clutch. That's 3 of 5. All right. You all sneak up to the quarry using the natural gloom of the Underdark to your advantage. There's not a lot of cover. You do begin to see what Ivy was describing. The stone being pulled from the quarry is very much the same that Fergus was stabbed with, and the same that Fergus was abstracting when he was mind controlled at the bottom of the ocean. Same substance. You see several drow around the quarry, but also several driders who all seem to be using pickaxes and are put to work in the quarry. But you also see another array of inhuman things. You see humanoids floating upon the air, faces full of tentacles, aka mind flayers. You also see scuttling things, humanoid in shape, but look almost skinless, pupilless, lidless white eyes from beady skulls, lipless teeth, lipless mouths with needle-like teeth and talon fingers, hulking brutes, equally as skinless with sharp features. Don't seem to breathe. And at the center of all of it, from your elevated position, you see a large elevated overseer's platform. You can't quite make out the words, but you hear a distinctly dwarven-sounding voice shouting orders. And as you look out, you see two of those mind flayers coming down, flanking an individual you can only just faintly make out walking on the scaffolding to meet the dwarf you can only assume is Tomas, which Ivy called you out. I assume from here you all slide down into the quarry. If there's anything else now, let it be known.
So the dwarf was Tomas, you said?
Yeah, that's what Ivy believed it was. You're at a little bit of a distance, but
I can't think of anything I want to do. I think just continue being quiet.
All right. You all slide down to the edge of the quarry, making your way to where Ivy's mental instruction is informing you, clinging to the shadows. Thrum, as soon as your feet touch this stone, you feel something. It's very much like when you had formed a mental connection for the first time with the Earth's Wound or the Sunless Sea or the Mountain of Dammerhall, but much, much more immediate and much easier. The material that makes up this quarry is sentient in a distant way that you're familiar with land masses, but its mind is alien, unlike any other terrestrial terrain that you've made brush contact with. The most strange thing is that it's quick, mentally, that is. Mountains and valleys, their thoughts happen slowly over minutes or hours of you meditation. You can almost get emotional resonance on this if you would focus for maybe a minute or less.
Yeah, he'd say, let's hunker down for a minute, and he would try and, I don't know if reading its memory is the right way to say it, but kind of just see what's happening to it, what it's seen. And
yeah. Give me, you're going to get something no matter what, but just give me a flat wisdom check. Very nice. put your hand to the stone, close your eyes, and practice the meditations that you've been learned from an elven druid those years ago. You take a deep breath, and you make contact. As I said, it's a much speedier thing. It does not have words, or at least none that you could understand, but an emotional resonance, like a death bellow, eons in the making. You see flashes of images, a titanic, one might describe almost shapeless toad-like being, larger than any mountain range, spear piercing its alien heart, titanic figures of gold being flanked by dragons, driving it deep into the earth, its skin and blood getting flaked off as it's pushed deeper and deeper down into the soil. The final echoes of its death bellow shaping the world around it. The death of a being greater than what some would call a god. And in that moment of understanding that emotion, you know with perfect clarity what the substance you're standing upon is, Thrum. Is you are feeling the dried blood of what one might call a divine being. Not stone at all, but rather the ossified gore of a shapeless god. With that 20, you know that if you chose to, in addition to your bond with the Mountain of Dammerhall, you could similarly bond with the blood of this quarry. Its power would become your power. Every mote of this dried blood you'd be able to move as if it was an extension of your own body. You would become far more powerful than anything you'd ever reckoned with. But you also know with absolute certainty that eventually that power would consume you, mind, body, and soul. Your dwarven stubbornness might let you hold out for a matter of days, but it would happen. Nothing's being forced, but if you would reach out and take that power, it's there if you will it. And with that, you remove your hand from the stone. Go ahead.
Do I get a sense that I could, if I bonded, it's my bonds before, I was never able to break them willingly, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I bonded with it, I'm with it till the end. I couldn't get a taste of it and make that shard jump out of Richard's back.
I feel like to know something like that, you would probably need to take a lot longer meditating and trying to understand what you're touching.
Mm-hmm.
You are getting speedier communication than with any other geographical formation you've talked to before, but to really get that fine control, if you made that connection now, full on, no joke, you could probably just lift up all the matter in this entire quarry and control it like it was a moving liquid, like what's going through in Fergus's body. But the temporariness of it, I don't think you have a definitive answer on that right now.
Okay. He keep that to himself a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Tell him what the substance was, but not share that he could harness its power to become the embodiment of death right now.
Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Are there any loose pieces he could take with him?
Yeah, we'll go with yes. You can grab a fist-sized chunk of this. They appear to be extracting it layer by layer, but you maybe find a fist-sized chunk of the substance that you can just pocket.
All right. Okay. Yep. Share that with the group, and then let's keep moving. I've got some to study further.
All right. Anything about that? Or are you guys ready to move on?
Yeah, let's move on. That
Yeah.
explains why they're digging it up, and
Although, do we want any samples while we're here?
Thrum
Yep.
grabbed.
Okay.
Yeah, I got one.
Mhm.
Okay, that's good.
All right. Slipping along, avoiding the some of the work crews that pass you. You make it to the cages. Some of them have tarps over them, where Ivy is hidden behind. Turning your eyes back towards the center of the pit to make sure you're not being watched. You do see Tomas and the figures, including the mind flayers he was talking with, seem to have resolved their conversation. And they are now leaving that central command watchtower and seem to be heading in a direction to leave the quarry towards the south, towards the city, and all the military camps between here and there. But Ivy emerges from her cunning hiding spot and waves you over. Hey, all right, so she's in that cage right there with the tarp on it, just a couple feet away.
Are you able to disable the locks?
Yeah, I'll get to work on it. But
I was half expecting you to say, like, what do you mean? Of course I already did that.
well, she just wanted to make sure that no one was going to creep up behind her while she's doing it. You know, buddy system.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's more about pickpocketing than just picking locks, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I'm not even going to bother having her roll. I'm very confident that she could take care of a DC 10 lock.
Yeah.
Not the most complicated padlocks on this mass strip mining quarry in a secret base below the earth. What are the rest of you doing while Ivy does this?
I'm
keep the
standing in the.
watch.
Yeah. Milgram will just be keeping watch and basically, watching her back and just being ready to react should Hestia get aggressive or panicky or anything like that, to just quickly try to take control of the situation and reassure her that she's, we're here to help or to, facilitate an escape.
Are you going to look into the cage?
Yeah.
All right. You lift up the tarp and you look in, and it is much as Ivy described. You see the large abdomen of a spider, 8 long legs hunched on the ground, pulled close and low. The slight chittering as one leg lifts. You see the humanoid body of a drow, waist up, covered in rags that barely conceal modesty, ragged, dirt-smeared white hair, very much the ring style in front of her face. As her eyes lift up and glowing red meet yours for a moment. And then you see a brief spark of recognition upon seeing your face, Nilgrim. And then she immediately puts her hands on top of her head and just face down into the ground and starts muttering.
Would I have gotten any sort of insight with True Scene from that?
She's not any illusions, but you can give an insight.
Okay.
Every time with these dwarves.
My strong suit.
Yeah, you're lost in the woods here.
But so she saw me and then panicked and covered her eyes. They were glowing red.
It's very much like, no, she didn't cover her eyes.
Okay.
It's just like hands on the back of her head, straight down, like that when you're panicked, you cover your head, duck and cover type of thing.
Okay. So it wasn't so much because my mind was like, oh, something's trying to see through her, and she's trying to obscure. Okay.
But she's muttering something in Elvish. I don't know if you speak Elvish.
Let me see.
Are we within eye shot of that?
I have Undercommon, but not Elvish.
Doesn't Thrum speak English? English. Elvish.
Yeah, he speaks English.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, is she speaking loud enough that he would be able to hear?
If you're close by, I'd say yes.
And slowly walk over.
Very. It sounds more distressed than the voice acting I'm going to give here is going to put in. Is very much like the edge of a panic attack, but it's the equivalent of every fucking time.
Do insight to tell if she's still got her mind or if they've corrupted her.
Yeah. I would say on a 16, she's not in a great place, but she is still her. You know,
Her
distressed-
reaction to us alone,
Yeah.
I think, is a pretty good
distressed in a natural way, I guess I would say.
Thrum would say in Elvish, "We're here to save you
Am I able?
again."
Yes, Michael?
Am I able to see any of that ore that they're mining sitting around in like a mine cart or anything?
Yeah, you're standing on top of it. The entire quarry is the substance that they're mining.
Yeah, but like it's in a chunk.
Yeah, I'd say yes. There's something. Yeah.
Cool. Then I'm just gonna telekinesis that on over to me and put that in my bag if there's no one watching.
Yeah. Let's see. How best can I describe this? Yeah. So when you telekinesis it over to you, you're thinking about putting it in your bag, and as it flies through the air and goes into your hand into your bag, it perfectly molds itself to perfectly fit into the bag, like the exact shape.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
And then it becomes hard again.
So I could become giant spawn in this stuff.
Oh yeah. But yeah, you say your thing in Elvish there. Thrum. And she just, without lifting her eyes, still in Elvish. Nope, go away.
Oh,
we
they
can.
voted. It's in Elvish. No, they voted to save you. I did not again, but I was
Why?
overruled
Why?
because they want your information on what you've been doing, what's going on down here.
Seems like.
We're gonna have to come kill them all.
Yeah, this is all in Elvish, by the way, Nilgrim.
Okay.
Of course. Of course.
And then, of course, they'll set you free, and of course, you'll try and kill us again.
With a click, Ivy undoes the lock. Is able to swing the door to the cage open. Hestia's not immediately moving, though.
I would support you thinking about who's not putting you in cages, though.
Do you have the strength to get up, or do you need help?
All right. Fast. She gets up and scuttles out of the cage. Lots of very deliberate attempts to not make eye contact or really be looked at.
By the way, you're looking good there, Hestia.
Give me an insight.
Oh god, Thrum has a fetish.
Anyone who's present. Okay, yeah. So with that 28 Thrum, that is literally the worst thing you possibly could have said.
Yep.
that
on purpose.
It's not even like a rage thing. It is like that is a direct critical hit on the most hurtful, shameful, deeply pained soul that you'd ever had. Like it
Well, make me feel bad about it, Gumbo. Come on.
Just go.
Ready to go.
Yeah, we're stealthy now.
Okay, yeah, she is plenty high on her still. Miraculously, you're able to slip back through and get back to where you were. Oh yeah, I forgot to move your guys' little thing, Jig. A little arrow to show where the exit is.
All right. I can't believe we got out without an encounter.
You got some good rolls. You got some natural 20 stealths and stuff like that. Like there's a everyone succeeded the charisma save when you were waiting. Like some good dice happened.
Yeah.
Good dicing, guys.
Yep. Hestia's not looking great.
Like damage wise, is it something to heal, or is it more of just
It's
she's been
everything.
through a lot?
There's
Yeah.
definitely wounds, but there's also like through a lot. In case you haven't, with all the insights put together, you're pretty sure this wasn't like a willing change.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And unlike Thrum, I don't think she enjoys having her bodily anatomy rearranged.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, do we know that this is? I mean, out of character, I know that they like turn their slaves into the driders, as you know.
That's the
punishment.
wild part, actually. In D&D, it changes with every edition why people become driders. So it's really a dealer's choice.
Got it.
I always thought of it as a punishment because it doesn't look fun. Like,
well,
this
for a
doesn't-
long time ago, I thought it was supposed to be like the higher being for them.
Yeah,
but then I
like
think
they
changed
ascended
it
and
down.
got closer to their god.
Yeah.
And then I read a book where it was like a punishment, and I always kind of lodged in my mind just because they pointed out that the anatomy of a drider would be inherently just unpleasant to be. Like, how do you lay down?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like the constant back pain.
And for the lustful drow, they can never partake of that again.
Yeah.
At least with the centaur, you can hope they. Wait, do horses sleep standing up?
Yeah.
Okay, at least you can hope they get that part of being a horse if they sleep standing up.
I could see it as being a form of religious zealotry, something that like, those are like all about that sort of like deism would be all about. But to a normal person, it's like, I don't care about that. It's like, yeah.
I was trying to remember because I know cows sleep standing up.
Yeah, horses.
But I didn't know.
Horses can sleep standing up. But they are
cows can lay down too.
Yeah,
Both
cows.
lay down
Horses are physically capable of laying down, though.
Yeah, they kind of curl up like a dog too.
Yeah, exactly. Like the
I know that, but when you look at a horse's laying down, it doesn't look like that's how it's supposed to be.
Right, and it's usually when they're sick. But the point is, like, if you imagine a humanoid body and place the head, like, if you want to lay down and just let gravity take control, you can.
Mm-hmm.
There is a method in which to do that reasonably comfortably, even if it doesn't look right. But I can't see that with a drider because their body is kind of round in silhouette, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, even if they flop their spider bait onto the back with their legs in the air, then their humanoid body's technically leaning forward.
Yeah, and like what I was saying, Cope, was horses can lay down, but hopefully the centaur would be able to sleep standing up because a horse can lay down, but it doesn't seem like a centaur would be able to lay down very comfortably because they've got a human torso where the horse's head is.
Okay, let's
see. I don't know how they'd make their torso comfortable.
Like
a beanbag.
Maybe.
Like how would you get comfortable with a body like that image I just put? Like I don't know, it doesn't
not very well.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it would be pleasant.
Like I'd expect like some type of harness that supports the upper body to the lower body a little bit better in a resting position.
Well, I just Googled it, and centaurs do sleep standing up or lying down, whichever they prefer.
Well, how do they lie down? I want to see a picture of that because I'm skeptical. I'm skeptical that any sane centaur sleeps lying down.
But anyway, that's my read on the Drider thing for this setting. It can vary.
Yeah.
They're all valid interpretations of if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I know in Pathfinder they're a bad thing.
Now I'm thinking about. We should get back to the game, but now I'm thinking about centaur biology.
Dude,
2 hearts, 4 lungs.
one of these days, we really need to segment off one of our Sundays to just record a library RP. I've been working on a intro to the World of Darkness, and the deeper I get into that, it's just wild, some of the shit in that universe.
Is that lying down to you? I guess is that lying down to you? That's sitting up to me.
So I think we've established that werebears like Gork have it the best, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, no matter what body shape he takes, he's always capable of being comfortable.
Mhm.
There are a lot of pictures of centaurs on the internet.
Yeah.
Safe search on, Cope. Safe search on.
Yeah, safe search, please.
Yeah, they say that the 64th rule of the internet is that any picture will have a cool picture made of it. So if you look up centaur rule 64, rule 34, is that it?
Yeah, 34.
If you do that, you'll get centaurs with big horse cocks, probably.
Yeah, it's an intersection between horse fans and brony fans. Oh my god. We're really going deep on this.
All right, guys, we could save this for another time. We gotta get.
No, let's keep going until God smites Loki.
Don't worry, that's all they had on sleeping centaurs. Oh, sleep with the centaur. I didn't mean to say that. Oh god.
That one on the bed. That one on the bed doesn't make any sense. That guy's not comfortable. His spine is twisted.
Yeah.
The other ones look
yeah,
plausible.
he looks miserable.
I get that now. The other ones look plausible. The other one looks like he's broken his spine to get into that position.
I mean, unless they have double jointed backs, technically possible.
Jesus Christ, we're getting way into the weeds.
I mean, you gotta think the upper body does need to have a decent pivot motion to be able to have that wider view.
Why'd you keep? You got rid of the one thing the centaur had going for him.
Okay, we're done here. Stop linking things.
Oh, that's just filthy. What you just linked.
I won't be providing any of these images to the stream, even though none of them are bad.
I'm finding the proof that they are double jointed.
Okay, I was muted before I opened that last picture. Not this last one he posted, but the one with the eating on the grass.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was a picture of like collard greens or kale, just like photoshopped into the background, but it's actually a tree.
I didn't think centaurs ate grass, to be honest. I thought they ate human food, given their human mouth.
Oh god.
Wait, does that mean if a centaur gives you a smile, they're all like perfectly flat, masticating teeth?
Well, how could they eat human food if they have horse digestive systems?
Who says they have horse? Okay, no, we're going too far.
They have both, clearly.
This is hell. I was trying really hard to portray a character who's had a hard time, and we've pivoted
I'm right
into
there
like,
with you.
how many stomachs does a centaur have?
All of them. All the stomachs. See, they're
Oh.
not actually horse
it would
people.
make
They're
sense
really
if this
athletic
was-
cow people.
I mean, it would just make sense if this is just kind of the thought process Cope went or Thrum went down just because he doesn't really care about SDS, so it's just
The Cowboys of Moo Mesa take great offense to your comments, Kenneth.
Well, they're minotaurs.
Clearly.
Also, I fucking forgot about that show until you brought up the name, and it horrifies me to this day.
Hey, that
The
theme
fucking
song
Cowboys and
opening
Blue
is
Mesa.
awesome.
That is a fever dream of a cartoon.
The 90s when we had more money than sense.
Sorry, what cartoon?
The Cows of Moo Mesa?
Oh, I don't think I've seen that one.
It was an experience.
Cowboys of New Mesa, because they were cows, but they were also cowboys.
Okay, hold on. I'll just link the
But they
intro
were
for
also
Loki real quick.
male cows, which would mean they're not cows. They're technically bulls. But
I wonder if they sleep lying down.
Yes.
It's one of many. Hey, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles made it. Let's make something in the similar adjectives or similar nouns.
I liked this era of TV because even if it wasn't an overtly cowboy show, there was usually cowboy representation.
Okay, here you go, Loki. The theme song weirdly goes. The intro really goes hard for some reason.
The intro was the best part of the show, though.
Oh, definitely.
Usually it was. Because they could spend all the budget. Because they were going to use it every episode.
Mm-hmm.
Bring this show back.
Wait, are they shooting out of the stars on their chest?
No, they got guns that shoot stars because they couldn't use bullets because it's a kids show.
Yep.
Most of them have state names. There's Marshall, Moo, Montana, Colorado Kid, the Dakota dude. They couldn't come up with a cool pun for him. He's just the Dakota dude. And yeah, most of them are just southerly names after that. Oscar Bully.
Right before we get back to it, I have good news. I reached the end of the Centaur picks.
At least the ones he didn't save and put in the spank bank for later.
Jesus Christ.
All right, so anything you want to do down here in the Nightmare Dimension before you climb back up?
You mean the gutter of centaurs that we're in, or down here in the dwarf?
No, in game.
Okay.
There's no centaurs. Good
Centaurs
God.
can't hurt you. They're not real.
You're right, or
Listen, I can fool around. I'm not even here.
No, I know. I'm just asking if there's anything else you guys want to do.
Nope.
All right.
I mean, yeah, we were pretty set to withdraw with our new rescue/prisoner.
Mm-hmm.
Status to be determined.
All right. You guys back to the kingdom building dashboard. I just assume you guys are going to be heading straight back to Dammerhall.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
we just letting the Drider walk with us back
That's
into
what
the
I was.
kingdom?
That was I was about to ask. Like, what's the dynamic here?
Do we have like a servant's entrance where we could smuggle her in?
I'm not even getting that close into Dammerhall yet. Like, do you guys cuff her? Do you like what's the procedure? Is what I'm wondering. I mean, Caliber teleported you out here, so he can just take you back because he didn't.
I'm not cuffing her.
No.
Of course.
Don't have them
to kill
big cuffs.
each of us.
So just keeping her loose, trusting
I
her.
guess. Yeah.
But you accept a saddle.
Hopefully they have a nice long think about who their friends are right now.
But along the way back, is it a matter of us need to be super quiet?
Well, you have to climb back up through the shaft, and then when you
Right.
get to the lab, you left some of the scouts with Caliber up there, so he'll teleport you the rest of the way.
Okay.
All right.
But if you want to have a scene, you can. Unless you guys tie her up or force her, she does follow you, but she always seems very distant.
Okay. As long as she's, coming along with us and isn't just like booking it once she gets free.
Not a lot of
say
other places for her to go, to be fair.
Yeah, exactly.
The Nightmare Dimension or the one tunnel up that you guys are in.
Yeah, exactly. So
let's make like that tiny South American fish and swim up this shaft.
Oh God.
That hurts.
I imagine so.
I hate that I know that reference.
Mm-hmm.
Pray that I never feel it.
I'm not going to South America, guys.
It is usually a bad idea.
I'll say it once, I'll say it again. I'm going to keep going north until the wolves kill me. Because that's fair. That means they defeated me in combat.
Mm-hmm.
None of this parasite shit.
Yeah, like Liam Neeson in that shitty movie.
God, that movie is horrible, and I've seen it like 3 times.
I did appreciate how Liam Neeson makes jokes about it, though. Where he's like, "Yeah, after the Gray, I've acquired a taste for killing wolves."
You didn't kill the wolf in that movie.
I know.
It's left ambiguous. And I hate that I know that. My dad was always watching that movie.
It's just a joke, and it's also a good joke because that implies that you probably didn't watch the Gray to know he didn't kill the wolf.
Right. Yeah, it follows a certain trend.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he never even watched the end of the movie. Yeah, I didn't remember filming a wolf death scene, but I guess that makes sense.
It was all CGI.
I guess I just kind of assumed at some point I killed the wolf. Yeah, that's really dumb.
So yeah, unless anyone interacts, it's mainly just sullen silence back up through the shaft, past all the booby traps that you sidestepped that the drow had left in their wake when they went down.
Yeah, I think we're on the way up. We're going to focus on just silent travel. But I think once we get to the surface, assuming nothing gets in the way,
you're able to get back up to what counts as the surface here.
So, are you willing to come back to Dammerhall with us?
Do I have much of a choice?
I mean, we can always try to just ask you what you know here and just let you disappear again. But
what is with these sarcastic answers? You're not in chains.
Yeah.
Just say yes or no.
Fine. Milgram, give me an insight.
All right. 14.
You get the impression that the "do I have a choice" is less of a "I'm being forced at dagger point" and more of a "where would I go?"
Right. Yeah.
So she wants you to force her to come with you.
She just wants someone to want her.
Oh, I'm resisting making the most filthy jokes right now. I just want you all to know that.
Hey, listen, I had to resist earlier. I'm going to say it now so it kind of ruins it. But he said going up the shaft and booby trap at the same time. And I just had to mute myself.
Yep. It was your duty to mute it.
Mm-hmm.
He said duty.
Yep, gotta get them all in
I
there.
was muted and I couldn't respond fast enough to that either. A literal child.
So, yeah, I think we'd all
also,
teleport.
I didn't notice how we fucking made Hallforge a little split state here.
Well, Hallforge is you.
Yeah, but it's in 2 separate just discontiguous sections.
Well, each one has its own thing.
Yeah.
It's like when you have multiple duchies
Mm,
within a kingdom.
interesting.
Feudalism.
We lifted up our aunt and our uncle, and they separated.
Before he teleports Caliber, we'll ask, where should I teleport us all to? Dammerhall, obviously, but like, where in, given, guys
Yeah,
go
could
to
I
Take
the
a
Drider.
quick bio.
Yeah, sure.
Don't go outside.
I'm not. I'm actually taking a look to see how
the
things are
weather will
going
just
because
carry
it
whatever
looks
does
like
away.
Because, Cope just typically pisses outside.
Mhm. Listen, the best part
I
of the
do like to be
hurricane
outside.
is that how it gets rid of the feces for me.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm actually going to use the bio real quick. I'll be right back.
It is indeed max level wind to piss into.
Oh yeah, they don't piss into the wind. But what if you piss with it? Can you hit the house next door?
Yeah, I thought Hall Forge here was just our Michigan or something.
Loki may be in the eye. Didn't he say that it wasn't doing that much?
They said he was like right on the outskirts of where it's hitting or something.
Yeah. If he were in the eye, I don't think he'd have power right now.
I wouldn't think so.
A lot of their power lines are underground for this
Oh,
very
yeah.
reason.
I'm thinking with the fucking hick-ass Texan brain where we're like, yep, just put them all up in the air. Where the birds gonna sleep if we put them underground?
Gotta raise good quail for hunting season.
I'll pull up where the hurricane is.
Yeah, I mean it's right on them.
Oh, yep. I currently see Loki spinning around rapidly in the.
I told him not to go outside to pee.
He got sucked out in the pressure differential. Sucked him right out the window.
Mm-hmm. Sucked out by a hurricane. I'm going to the bathroom.
Sucked off by a hurricane?
Yeah, sucked off by a hurricane.
They
That was
definitely
one
went up
wild
the
ride.
shaft.
If anything at all were to happen to Loki at this point, this would all be very tasteless, just so you all know.
Yeah.
Well, he went outside to pee and got sucked off by a hurricane. What happens if you whip it out during a hurricane?
I saw these people who had their decorations up for Halloween on their garage, but they did a Walking Dead reference. And do you know what? Just guess what reference it was.
Don't open dead inside.
Yeah. Like, you're gonna get some people killed with that. Because it was like right in the area the hurricane's supposed to hit.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna get some fucking first responders to come over to this building because I think there are dead people inside. Because you like the AMC's of The Walking Dead. I'll be right back.
I will continue to scroll memes on my Discords. Mm-hmm.
So, how's everyone doing?
Not too bad.
Mm.
Not a whole lot going on in my neck of the woods.
Yeah.
I'm not the one in the middle of a hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the most eventful weather thing around here is it's been cooling off, which has been nice.
Yeah, like it's 89 degrees today instead of like 103.
Mm-hmm. It
And
was
I'll take
70 here. Which, mind you, for Minnesota October, 70 is still pretty high, but it's actually not awful.
I'm back.
Hey. Still waiting for Loki.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's fine.
Nothing could happen.
Additional foreboding words.
Yeah, someone added some foreboding words. I had to add some more.
Mm-hmm.
Guys.
Last minute.
Okay, guys, I'll say it. What could possibly go wrong?
There we go. I was waiting for someone to add that.
No.
He did say he'd be right back.
No, I'll say it. I think we lost him. Let's get in the shower. I was going to say it's just the wind, but that might actually be too topical.
We should really give hurricanes scarier names.
Mm-hmm.
Like Scrambles, the Death Dealer.
I'm serious. Like, we have a serious problem with people not evacuating for these, and I feel like if they had scarier names, then people would think a little bit more.
Like what? Sharknado?
Yeah, or I don't know, Hurricane Doom, Hurricane Despair.
Sauron.
And you just go down
Hurricane
the alphabet,
Butthole
like,
Destroyer.
you just find
Hurricane
like
Orphan Maker.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I'm on board with these.
Exactly, you guys got it down pat.
Well, at least name after somebody you don't want to see, like Hurricane. I don't know. Hurricane Hitler is the first thing I thought of.
Hurricane Hitler.
People would evacuate from Hurricane Hitler. I'm telling you. I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm. What do your news eyes see, Cup?
Apparently, there's a hurricane. And unlike they told us in third grade, this motherfucker just came on land.
But yeah, I thought that's a good idea. Dictators is a good place to draw from. Hurricane Pol Pot, Hurricane Mao Zedong,
Hurricane Mussolini.
Hurricane Benito Mussolini.
That's just fun to say, Hurricane Mussolini.
Mussolini.
Yeah, you should really just be Mussolini. No one's gonna be afraid of a guy named Benito.
I mean, after you name enough of them, you can start going bottom of the barrel, start naming them after food people don't like. Hurricane Black Licorice comes to mind.
You know what? I'm not opposed to just slapping a 2 on the end. Hurricane Katrina 2.
You see, you joke, but they do that. If no one dies in a hurricane, then they're allowed to reuse the name. Like, I think we've had 2 Hurricane Helenas, but no one died in the first one.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah. You're down to the call.
Oh no.
Well, he's doing what's safest. If it's not safe for him to be on the call, he's got a shelter.
I assume he went outside to pee.
Why do you keep thinking he's going outside to pee, Cope?
He said, "I'm going to take a look," and he also said, "First, I need to go pee," and then he said, "I'm going to take a look. The weather's and he kind of trailed off, but it sounded like he said dying down. I said, "Don't go outside."
Well, he was
And
not in the
just grew from
evacuation
there.
zone, so I don't think he's in like terrible danger, given circumstances.
Mhm.
I think the evacuation zone is just where it's low lying. Like he's got a higher elevation than sea level, or 15 feet above
Well, yeah,
storm surge or
you're
whatever.
evacuating because you're going to be completely flooded.
Yeah. And the mayor of Tampa Bay basically said, if you're in an evacuation zone, either pack up or die, because we're not coming in to get you.
I did hear that, and then I looked up some other stuff. And while that is a menacing thing to say, they have said that before in hurricanes that were not very powerful.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, like when you get stuck on the top of your roof, you're not getting help for a while.
Yeah, I agree. They should. If you're in an evacuation zone, you should evacuate. But Loki's not in an evacuation zone.
Yeah.
I do understand the mindset of not evacuating a little bit, but I don't think you should expect anyone to help you. But at least in Texas, I know a lot of people where it's like their house is what they've built up for their life, and if that's gone, they feel that they should. If it's gone, they're going with it. And I'm kind of sympathetic to that, but.
Yep.
Well, of course you are.
Specifically, if it's only you and other adults in the home. If you have any children, then you're a scumbag.
Yeah, people who don't evacuate when they have kids are like, what are you doing?
I understand that you've made this decision to go out with your home, but your child is 8 years old. It'll take 12 of him to reach the top of the water when the hurricane comes in. I saw on the news they were doing like the visual of the news anchor and then the rising water next to him of each level, like 9 feet of water. And then you see those videos of just how powerful water is at moving shit that you would.
And that's what people don't realize. They're like, "Oh, it's just gonna have 2 feet of water. So what? That's not gonna be that. I can swim in 2 feet of water," but they don't understand the current that's involved with flooding.
Oh yeah.
Like it can just pick up and lift a fucking car and move it.
Yeah, like we had a slow flood 2 weeks ago with the hurricane then, and I went over to help my neighbor, like the next neighborhood over. Ours was unaffected. His was 6 feet of water, and just like the huge shed, the barn in the back of his yard was just moved completely across the yard. His picket fence was in the neighbor's yard, like just got the concrete blocks were still on the bottom of the wooden posts, where it just lifted it up out of the ground and carried it across the neighborhood.
Oh, yeah. And to quote Braun White, I think it's not that the wind is blowing, it's what the wind is blowing.
Yeah.
So it might only be 2 feet of water, but if it's moving, it might carry you away, and you don't know what else it's already carrying away that's going to hit you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think 3 feet of water is enough to sweep you off your feet. So
easily.
Mm-hmm. Easily, yeah. I've been in rivers where it wasn't even over my knees, and I wouldn't keep walking because it was so fast. Yeah, the fast water, the knees is kind of my cutoff point. When I was a little bit younger, maybe a little over my knees, but now in my 40s, I'm like, I'm not doing that. One little slip, and I'm out of here.
Yeah, I try to live inland enough so that never happens. That's a fucking nightmare.
Oh yeah.
I do live close to Houston though, and those people
It's okay. When the ice caps inevitably melt all the way, I'll be the first to go because I'm in California. Where
oh my god! You remember when it was all flooded and that fucking pastor wouldn't let those people shelter in his church?
Oh yeah, that fucking crazy ass motherfucker. That's like one of the mega
Oh
televangelists.
yeah, he didn't want
God,
the
I hate
carpet to
mega
get
churches.
scuffed up. Yeah.
Televangelists are an extra level of like evil. I swear.
Oh yeah.
Like, how can you preach the word of God or whatever when you're so evil?
Did y'all see the TV show or the series, The Righteous Gemstones?
I heard of it, didn't see it.
I haven't. So I give him a minute.
Michael, you would love it. It makes fun of a televangelist family, and I'm pretty sure they're in Texas. And it's every trope you think it should be.
It's one of those. It's kind of hard to make fun of because it's no matter how much you make fun of it, the reality is worse.
Oh yeah.
There's depressing. One who literally looks like a demon in a poorly made man suit.
Yeah, it's the guy that didn't let people in his church.
Yeah. Like the roach in Men in Black had a more convincing human disguise than this man.
Who is this?
Yeah.
Should we cut the recording until Loki gets back if he gets back?
I was thinking of asking how long we wanted to give him before cutting.
I would just stop the recording for now because
we can always start it up again, but we'll wait a little bit longer before we do anything else. I'm not doing.
Oh, there is a sign, Milton. We don't have your stapler.
Mm-hmm.